do you go from being on death row to winning 2 NBA championships and teaching Kobe Bryant to love Colin Yee's music? This is the story of DJ Mbenga. On December 30th, 1980, DJ Mbenga was born in Kinshasa, Zaire, presently known as the Democratic Republic of Congo. The country at the time was under the regime of Mobutu Sese Seko. Meanwhile, DJ's father, Athanase Rambo Mbenga, was a government official enjoying Mobutu's reign. With a wealthy father, DJ could have pursued any dream he wanted, but growing up, he knew nothing about basketball. His favorite sport was judo, and he got his black belt by the time he was 18 in 2001. However, going from being a judo enthusiast to first playing basketball when he was 19 took a tragic affair and 2 trips across 3 continents. The tragedy started in 1997 when all hell broke loose. Before this year, the country had been suffering immensely at the hands of its corrupt dictator, Mobutu Sese Seko. So the leader of the anti-government rebel group, ADFL, Laurent Desire Kabila, joined forces with the Rwanda and Ugandan armies. Together, they overthrew Mobutu's crumbling regime during a civil war in Congo that lasted for just over half a year. Mobutu died months later in exile from prostate cancer, and then the new regime, spearheaded by Kabila, sought to annihilate all of those who were directly involved with the previous regime. And so, government officials, including DJ's father, suffered unfortunate deaths. But sadly, DJ Mbenga would find himself on the wrong side of things just like his father. With the civil war raging, there were clashes between the native tribes of the Tutsis and the Hutus. Mbenga was not only imprisoned, but also sentenced to death because he was falsely accused of being a Tutsi. For 9 months, he stayed locked up in fear for his life, knowing at any moment he would meet the same sad fate as his father. But not if Mbenga's brother had something to say about it. In a daring attempt to free his brother, he bribed the security guard to have Mbenga released, and fortunately, he succeeded. However, now that DJ escaped from Congo, he needed a new place to call home. So, not long after he left prison and escaped death, he and his mother hopped on the first plane they could find, which was bound for Belgium. From there, DJ and his mother stayed in an asylum center in the Belgian town of Kapellen. 65 kilometers north of Brussels, they arrived with almost nothing. And for them, it was a fresh start in a peaceful country where they'd never have to worry for their lives. Now, with a new life, Mbenga found a new hobby: basketball. However, what originally started as a hobby eventually became much more than that. One day, while he was hooping in the streets, he caught the attention of a certain man, a former professional basketball player turned coach, Willy Steveniers. Nicknamed the Emperor of Belgian basketball, Willy Steveniers is widely considered the best Belgian basketball player of all time. He was named the Belgian Player of the Year 4 times, and in 1991, he was named one of FIBA's 50 greatest players. In other words, Mbenga couldn't have found himself a better coach and mentor. Willy saw Mbenga's talent and potential and took it upon himself to nurture him into a star, becoming like a father figure to him in the process. DJ's basketball journey began in 1999, playing as a junior for the Antwerp Diamond Giants. From there, he'd go on to play for multiple teams overseas while dominating competition in the process. From there, he'd start gaining the attention of NBA scouts. After brief stints in Italy and Belgium, he successfully caught the interest of the Dallas Mavericks. That's when his dream finally came true. On July 14th, 2004, DJ traveled across the Atlantic Ocean to the NBA to pen down a 2-year deal worth $3.4 million with the Dallas Mavericks. And fortunately, it didn't take long before DJ started to make his mark. He quickly became known for his impressive defensive skills and contagious personality. However, his start in the NBA wasn't without its own troubles though. He soon found out the NBA was way more intense than Europe. In his first season with the Mavericks, DJ only played 15 games, averaging less than 5 points per game. But Mbenga had gone through too much to throw in the towel now. With more training during the offseason, his game rapidly improved. So the following season in 2006, he went from playing 15 games to 43 games in his regular season. But more importantly, he helped the Dallas Mavericks reach the playoffs. And although he only played a few minutes per game, his presence was felt big time. In one of the games he played that season, he made an incredible career-high 5 blocks in 15 minutes against the Knicks. But sadly, he couldn't replicate this success in the playoffs. Little did Mbenga know that he'd have to face Shaq and the Heat in the NBA Finals. And unfortunately, it didn't take long for Mbenga to realize he was no match for Shaq. Ultimately, the Mavericks wound up losing to the Miami Heat in Game 6 of the 2006 NBA Finals. But despite a successful second season, his third year with the Mavericks was injury-riddled, forcing him to part ways with the franchise. This was a tough blow for the franchise, considering he quickly became a fan favorite and likable teammate. Besides, how can you hate someone who pronounces tacos like this?
Taco.
Either way, his chivalry and likable personality wouldn't be enough to keep him in Dallas. So as a result, DJ spent the following year with the Golden State Warriors. But while it wasn't as successful as DJ envisioned, there was one positive from this experience. It earned him a contract with the Los Angeles Lakers in 2008. This is where things start to get really interesting. You know how you take a couple of sips of a drink before deciding if you like it? Well, that was kind of what was going on with DJ Mbenga and the Lakers. In January and February of 2008, DJ signed not one, but 2 consecutive 10-day contracts before earning a contract for the rest of the season. He wasn't exactly impressive, but as a backup center, he gave the Lakers good minutes, averaging 0.68 blocks and 1.7 rebounds in 7.8 minutes. Mbenga was well aware of his strengths and what he brought to the team, saying they know they've got a bodyguard. They know if somebody can get the score, he's not going to come around again. And boy, did he block shots. In one of his best games that season, he made 2 back-to-back blocks against the Timberwolves, leaving even Kobe Bryant impressed. In fact, Kobe had nothing but nice things to say when he was asked about DJ Mbenga. Kobe is also responsible for TJ's nickname, Congo Cash, which became popular in LA during his time there. However, this was only the beginning of the budding friendship between Kobe Bryant and DJ. Soon afterward, DJ even introduced Kobe to Colin Yee's music and culture. However, perhaps the greatest evidence of their friendship came in the Olympics. When Kobe Bryant was at the 2008 Olympics, Mbenga would text him every day just to put a smile on Bryant's face. As a result, the Lakers re-signed DJ for the 2008-09 NBA season. But DJ wasn't just content to ride the bench, he also wanted to make an impact on the court. However, first and foremost, he wanted to win, and that's exactly what happened in the 2009 postseason. Despite only averaging 2 minutes in the playoffs, the Lakers cruised past the competition, they crushed the Jazz, survived a 7-game series with the Rockets, and beat the Nuggets en route to the 2009 NBA Finals. In other words, this was DJ Mbenga's chance to finish what he started, only this time it wouldn't be against the Miami Heat, it was against the Orlando Magic. And fortunately for the Lakers, they were ready for the challenge. In just 5 games, the Lakers defeated the Magic to win their first NBA championship since 2002. But more importantly, it marked a major milestone in DJ Mbenga's career. In the span of 15 years, he went from death row to winning his first NBA championship. It was quite the turn of events. However, the next season would be even kinder to DJ Mbenga. Unlike the previous season, he wouldn't just ride the bench. Instead, he'd get a chance to show the world what he was capable of. With stars like Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum injured, DJ made his first ever appearance as the starter for the Lakers on November 6, 2009. In a win against Grizzlies, he scored 5 points, had 13 rebounds and 4 blocks in 30 minutes. Fast forward 2 days later, and DJ would be even better. In a 104-88 victory over the New Orleans Hornets, he recorded his first double-double and led both teams with 4 blocks. But sadly, this also turned out to be his last career double-double. Once Bynum and Gasol returned back to the lineup, he was relegated back to the reserve. Nevertheless, the Lakers went on another deep postseason run in 2010. Despite only averaging 4 minutes per game, the Lakers went on to reach their second consecutive NBA Finals. From there, the Lakers battled the Celtics in a hard-fought 7-game series, en route to their second consecutive championship. Just like that, DJ Mbenga was now a 2-time NBA champion. That being said, DJ was nearing the end of his NBA career. Following the Lakers' 2010 championship run, DJ signed with the New Orleans Hornets in the offseason. Ultimately, this would be his 7th and final season in the NBA. The following year, Mbenga went on to play basketball in Asia for 2 more seasons before eventually calling it quits in 2014. Best believe Mbenga had no problem fitting in wherever he found himself. After all, he can speak up to 7 languages, including combining English, Flemish, Portuguese, and 3 dialects native to Congo. If anything else, this goes to show how truly amazing DJ Mbenga is. If you told me 20 years ago that someone from Death Row would win 2 NBA championships, learn to speak 7 languages, and become great friends with Kobe Bryant, I'd call you crazy. But then again, maybe I'm the crazy one. If this story teaches me anything, it's never to lose hope. So if you have a dream, chase it, and never let it go. Just like my dream is for you to subscribe and watch another one of my videos. But seriously, it would mean a lot.